Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Psychic TV International Australia, whatever you want to call us. We are known as Psychic TV Australia, but of course we also go by Psychic TV International because really we do have lots of amazing gifted psychics from all over the world who do log in from their homes and who are available to take your call literally from all over the world. We have gifted psychics from Pakistan, from the UK, from the US, from France, and of course from Australia wide. So welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let me just go to my show notes, which I've got on the side. Of course, it is Saturday, July the 25th at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. A big shout out to Anne-Marie, my producer. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, really for always producing the show wonderfully, but also for hosting last week, which was great. I had other commitments, and Anne-Marie, of course, sat in the seat and did a stellar job. So thank you, AM, for all that you do. And of course, a big shout out to my friend Raylene, who hosts on Thursday. She's doing a wonderful job. So please continue to support both shows. Every Thursday, you can see Raylene at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time live. And at Saturday, 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, we've got this show. So, of course, you've got the two shows every week. And they do stream live. So I know sometimes some of you may miss one or both, or one of the shows and you see the other one, or you miss both, or whatever. You can always watch it back if it's on the page, which is always handy. So that's always great. Now, what I also do have to let you know is because we've got the two shows, we do mix it up, which means that they're not all reading centric anymore, which is great. We do get to converse with our guest a lot more than we used to, which is brilliant. Having Raylene come on board to host, she really has helped us to sort of mix the show up, which is also great because it's also allowed me to bring on viewers every now and then. And also it just makes it not just reading, because it sort of becomes a little bit, diluted. So now at least with the two shows, because we do offer sort of, hybrid versions of both, we can definitely mix it up, which means that you can definitely like and share the video that you're watching. You can definitely ask a question with the fact that you have liked and shared. Just be mindful that you do need to like and share. Don't just say that you have. I am aware of those people who are writing that they've liked and shared with questions and they're not actually doing that. And I also am aware that there's a couple that are notorious for doing that, and I haven't named them, but I also have noticed that since I've been mentioning it, I haven't been seeing them on. So I don't want to think that they were doing it on purpose, but they may have been. But those who maybe are doing it innocently, just be mindful. I am aware. So you've got to make sure you do like the video and share the video, because really that's what it's about. And once you've liked and shared the video, absolutely, you can write a comment. Just keep it at one question. But just also keep in mind that only a handful get selected every week, because you've got the two shows, the Thursday and the Saturday. We won't get to every question that is asked. So just be mindful of that. And that also allows our psychic to sort of talk a little bit about them. And it gives you the opportunity to also learn more about them and also pick up that phone if you want to make that call, because really the best way to get a reading is one-on-one over the phone with one of our at-home psychics, because they're engaged with you completely. Whereas this show, we really do like those conversations. And what I will do is I will let you know who is on right now. So, of course, the website is psychictvaustralia.com. And you can also go to psychictvinternational.com. Both of them work, because obviously we're known as both names. In Australia, the number is 0290710199. And our international number worldwide is +61 488 25177. Online right now, we've got Jags on pin 9160. We've got Jennifer on pin 9142. We've got Judith Sky on pin 9125. We've got Mystical L on pin 9151. We have Natalie Norton Baker on pin 9810. We have Sandra on pin 9158. We have Tabitha on pin 9146. And we have Tarot Sparkle on pin 9910. So they're all available for you to take your calls. If you have that burning question, or if you really do want that consult over the phone, it's the best way to do it. They're all available for you to call right now. And if you are one of those psychics who may be watching also, please make sure you're posting on your social media pages to let people know that you are on and available for those calls. Now, we have a wonderful guest tonight. We have Remo. But before I bring Remo on, I was just chatting to him very briefly before we started the show. I just want to have a look at who is on. Let me have a look. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Jade. Hi, Diane. Hi, Robert. Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, Penny. Sheree, I love you. So good to see you. Hey, Beth. Hi, Catherine. Catherine said that she missed last week and she had withdrawals. Well, Catherine, so did I. So we both did. And oh, thank you so much. So good to see you watching. So let's bring on our wonderful Remo. And remember, Remo's pin is 9123. If you ever do want to call him and he's logged in, he's brilliant. And we'll get to chat with him actually a little bit tonight. So let's bring him on. Hey, Remo.
Hello, Harry. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very, very well. Thank you. Very well. Very excited to be on this evening.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
know. It's great to have you on. I don't think I've had you on for a while.
It's been a while, actually. Yeah, I have been on, but it's been a while since it's been
Yeah.
you and someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it has been. Yeah, I thought it has been. It's funny because when I saw your name, I was excited. I was like, "Yeah, I've got Remo." It's always wonderful to have you, mate.
Thank
Now,
you.
Remo, for people who are watching, and remember, we do have people that watch back, and we are
Sure.
streaming on the page, which is great. So, if you would like to talk a little bit more about you and your skill set, I've actually seen Remo live, and he is great. So I'd love you to talk a little bit more about your gifts and how you
Sure.
sort of can help people.
Okay. Sure. Well, I'm a psychic medium, so that consists of sometimes bringing through someone in spirit that has passed, linking with their energy, and often there's a message, within that communication that takes place. And the psychic element is an intuitive reading, a psychic reading, if you want to call it that, and it's tuning into someone's energy field, their aura, the energy of their soul, and just seeing what's happening maybe around work or maybe travel or maybe a relationship, just everyday life stuff. And because really that's something that we all need guidance on from time to time, and gaining a fresh perspective, a fresh insight can help us along our path through
I love
life.
that.
And also spiritual experiences. I do a little bit of spiritual coaching too, I find, in my sessions.
Good.
People are just coming into their spiritual abilities and gifts, and people are seeing people in spirit sometimes, and they're not too sure what to make of it. It could be the first time, can be a bit overwhelming. So guidance around that as well.
I love that. I love all those things that you just said because you sort of made really good points about how you sort of do different things and they all help people because really the mediumship, the intuition, and the spiritual coaching, they're all different, but they all can sort of be merged together to help
They
people.
they can, and I feel it's something that people experience people experience all of those things at different
Yes.
times.
Yes.
So it's something that it's something that is quite a natural thing, really.
And I love that about Remo because Remo sort of does them all, and it's really good because sometimes you'll get a psychic who might be specialized in one area or maybe a variety of areas, but they don't do mediumship. And I'll mention something. So I think one of our viewers, let me just have a look. Yeah, it was Jade. I thought it was. I had a feeling with you, Jade. She said, "Is there mediumship tonight?" Because that was a good question. Because some
Yes.
psychics don't touch on that, right?
Yes,
And
I'm open to that. Yeah,
and he's open to
definitely.
that, and
Yeah.
Remo is open to that, as well as he's open to something about your life. And again, I will uh make a point. Remember, we are not going to choose that many questions. I am definitely culling that back, but we will go to some of you, so don't worry, we will choose definitely some of you, but just make sure you are liking and sharing that video. Remo, I would love to start with someone if that's okay.
Let's
and
go. Sure.
and I know I said I'm culling back a lot of the questions because I do like this being conversational with
Yes.
Raylene's show as well being on, but I would definitely love to bring on a question. And we're going to pick Diane. Good to see you. Diane is one of our viewers. Her sister Kathy is currently on a cruise, I believe. So Diane, definitely say hi to Kathy from me. Or Kathy, if you're watching, hello. Hope you're enjoying a wonderful cruise. But Diane has said, I have liked and shared. May I have a reading? Can you see me meeting someone? Thank you. Oh, she hasn't asked that one before, I don't think.
Diane, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I certainly can. It's interesting. Before the question came up, I was wondering why my solar plexus was feeling a bit filled with butterflies, a little bit nervous, maybe a little bit of tension. So I feel that's coming from you. Hopefully, you can confirm that. And I feel it's just about releasing that tension and releasing those butterflies and any little bit of anxiety you may have around that situation. And that will allow you to connect with someone at a better level, at a deeper level, at a more meaningful level, you'll be able to get a clearer picture of that person's energy. Because, you know, we meet people every day, realistically, you know, whether it's through work, traveling on a bus, whatever. But it really comes down to meeting that person that's right for us and finding that connection, feeling that. And I feel if there is tension, if there is anxiety, if we've been single maybe for a while, perhaps our mind starts to take over a little bit. So I feel it's just coming back to self, centering self, and releasing that anxiety. I'm getting a little bit of a time frame here too. I feel if there is travel coming up I want to say within a 6-month period, if there is travel coming up, if there is a destination that you're going to, I feel it's connected with that in some way.
Very interesting, Remo.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, wrap that one up.
But it's a yes. A yes, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll wrap that one up. That's awesome. And good news for you, Diane. It's funny you mentioned the travel, because I'm pretty sure her sister's away at the moment. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember she mentioned something about a cruise the other day. All right, let me have a look. And just remember, I'm not going to be picking all of you. Just remember, it will be a random selection, because as I said, we do have 2 shows a week, and we are no longer going to be doing just reading-centric shows, because really, when you've done it for, I mean, we've done this show. I mean, I've been the host of this show for like, oh my goodness, I want to say like nearly 8 years now. Yeah, I know. You just sort of really want to mix it up, and it is a TV show, so people do like to watch as well, and that's why they like the conversational things. So we've done above and beyond, and done definitely more than our fair share. So there's no question about that. But I still do like to incorporate some readings in the show, of course, and that's what we do love to do. Hence what we just did, and we will pick some more people as well. Thank you, AM. AM, did you hear my shout out for you at the beginning? I'm not sure if she was watching. She just sent me a little note, and I'm just wondering, did you hear my wonderful shout out for you, my producer friend? All right, let me have a look at who else we're going to pick. Oh, hello, Jane. Our wonderful CEO is also watching. Good to see you. We love her. She's terrific. All right, I think I'm going to pick another one, and I think I'm going to go to, it doesn't want me to pick this one for some reason, but I am going to pick it. So I'm going to override something. It's going to be, I'll tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be someone called Lana, and it's not letting me bring the question up, but so I'll just read it, because she didn't like and share it in the, no, sorry, she did like and share it, but it's not in the comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the comment there, but I'm going to read it out for you. Lana, and I think it's Garbers or Jarbers, Garbers. So Lana, she said, hi, Harry, and I'm going to write, and Remo, because it'll be Remo who'll be answering, but I've just selected you. And I'm going to add that she's liked and shared. She would love some guidance on her career, and can you see any moving of a house anytime soon? Pick one or the other. You don't have to do both career and move, because we've got to really make them short. Or you could do both if you can make it quick.
Okay, I'll try and make it quick. I feel they're kind of linked in a way. I feel the moving of house is sort of, I mean, it's not months. I'm getting months before something starts to move on that. So maybe a 6-month period, something like that. The career, I'm also getting that little solar plexus thing with the career. I feel you're getting opportunities given to you by various people. It's just a matter of, again, releasing that anxiety and just feeling into those opportunities that come. And I feel it's about really asking a lot of questions about all the opportunities that are being given to you, because often it's just a title, you know, and as someone says, this is your job, and it's got 2 words in the title, and that's it. But there's so much more to it. So I feel you're a very creative person. I'm getting self-expression is very important to you. So there's a shift in career. I don't feel there's a complete change. There's a shift, and it's certainly about self-expression, what you can bring to that career.
Love that.
But it's about you feeling into the offers a little bit more. Just take your time. Don't be pressured into it.
I love that. Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. And the moving's in a few months.
Something
will start to happen.
A bit sort of merged. I like that. Thank you so much, Lana, for the question. And as I said, sometimes I can override it where it doesn't let me select it or bring it onto the screen. But if I see it and if I vibe with it, I'm happy to select it. But as I said, just be mindful. A lot of you who are on, I'm not going to be picking all of you. It doesn't work like that. So sometimes there are people who are very anxious, who are really wanting, but just be mindful. It is a lucky dip, and it, you know, There are 2 shows a week. And if you really do need something, pick up that phone and make that call, because that's the best way to get actually a session. And my producer just sent me a message saying, yep, okay, so the ones that are online right now, again, remember the website psychictvaustralia.com, and the phone numbers in Australia 029071 0199, international number +614 888 25177. Online right now, we've got Jags on pin 9160, we've got Mystical L on pin 9151, we've got Natalie Norton Baker on pin 9810, we've got Sandra on pin 9158, we have Tabitha on pin 9146, and we have Tarot Sparkle on pin 9910. So they're all available for you to take your calls. Okay, let me have a look. Diane said thank you for her reading, which is fabulous. Hello, Carrie. Good to see you, my darling. Always a pleasure. I think Haley said to keep her in her prayers. Haley, darling, sending you lots of love. Haley Herring, lots of love to you. I think she said she was going through a hard time earlier. I can't scroll back up, but I saw something about wanting prayers. So sending you love, Haley. Let me have a look at this one. I think I'm gonna go with, hold on, let me just double check. I think I can't select that one, so what I'll do is I'll select this one. It is, who is it? Oh, hello, Helen. Good to see you. I didn't even know who we were going to just then. Helen has said, loved and shared. My son is a dancer performer, fantastic. Just graduated and has a first. He's been signed to by a top West End agent. Do you see him doing well, having a great career? He's always had to put in the hard work to get where he is today. At times, it's been a struggle. Do you see good things to come? Thank you. What a great question, Remo.
It is a very good question. There's a lot in there,
isn't there?
Yeah.
Just make it concise. Yeah.
Yeah. The short answer, yes. I feel the hard work and the struggles is a testament to the love of what your son does, certainly. And it's also a testament to the inner strength that he has, within him, just to persevere through things. And sometimes we need to do that. I feel the pathway for him, it's interesting. There's 2 or 3 pathways that I see, and they're all linked to what he does. But I feel, all that hard work and all that learning and all that study, I feel he's going to be a teacher. He's going to be an instructor. He's going to be someone that guides people through similar journeys. And I feel it's so true what people say, having been on a journey yourself, it gives you some more wisdom and some more real first-hand experience about that particular journey. But I feel your son is quite an intuitive person, which I feel is going to really make the difference, because reading a book is one thing and learning is one thing, and then when you apply that with the intuition and really feeling the students you have with you and feeling what they need to move forward on their journey, and approaching each one as an individual.
Love it.
So that's what I feel with him. There's quite a lot of scope there.
Love it.
But in the short term, he's going to keep doing what he's doing.
I love
it.
I love it. I love that answer, and great question, Helen. That was awesome. I had no idea where we were going to land just then. It was a total random selection, and then when I saw it on the screen, I'm like, oh, that was a good question. Okay, it was a great question. Alana wrote fabulous and thank you to Remo, which is awesome. Let me just take that one off. Okay, we're going to go to, hold on, let me just let me see. I'm just reading these. Okay, I think someone's asking. So Haley, if you do want a reading on the phone, I think that's what you're asking. I don't have time to go through all the questions and comments that are sort of back and forth to one another, but I'm just getting a sort of read on what you're writing. I think, Haley, I think you might have been someone who was asking for the prayers, I think. If you do want to get a reading, you can always pick up that phone to make that call to the numbers and the PIN numbers, but go to psychictvaustralia.com, that's the website, and that'll tell you the prices and per minute, and also the psychics bios and all of that if you do want a reading over the phone. I think that's what you're talking about. And let me see if I can go to, I mean, while I'm talking about it, I might just pick her. I'm not going to bring her comment on the screen, but what I will read to you, Remo, is Haley Herring. She wrote, liked and shared. May I please ask if Hunter Street think that might be a person. I'm not going to read the full name. So liked and shared, may I please ask if Hunter Street something, I think it's a last name, I'm not going to read it, is my forever person, or who it is like romantically. It sounds to me like that question. I mean, I'll let you answer that briefly. I'm just let you just answer that one. But it sounds like she's asking if someone she's talking about, Hunter, is her forever person. I think that's what she's asking. Or do you know if it's not? Yeah, I think that's what she's asking. Yeah.
I have to say, in the very short term, I feel like the energy feels closed off to me. In the very short term, I feel it's a person that sort of takes a little while to get to know that person. I feel they've had some hardships throughout life, and I feel it's sort of closed them off a little bit wary. So I feel you're possibly thinking the same thing. You're wondering why it's like you take one step forward, two steps back, kind of thing. So I feel it's about approaching this on a friendship basis to start off with and get to know that person. And as they unfold themselves to you, then you'll be able to get a clearer picture.
Interesting.
But it's interesting. If you said to me, give me a yes or no answer in the short term, I would say no. But that's because of that energy that I'm feeling. So
yeah,
I would say to you, just be mindful of that and just approach it from a friendship level, because relationships are interesting. Sometimes it's instant, and sometimes you meet someone and 2-3 months later you think, oh my goodness, they are the one.
Yes.
But it wasn't instant, but that doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's numerous reasons for that, and it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
But I feel it's worth exploring is the main thing here.
Awesome. I hope that helps you, Hayley, and sending you love, because I did see that you were asking for prayers earlier, sending you lots of love. And I think it is important to note that a lot of people do go through a lot of things. Life isn't always easy. And I get that for sure. Oh my goodness. I think I was talking to someone the other day, and, I was just saying, oh my goodness, the amount of things that not only have I experienced personally, but I've also seen other people experience. I mean, it's like, life can be tricky. So it was never promised to be easy. So, you've got to just hang in there and do your best. You've got to definitely
do your best. We don't come with a textbook with all the answers.
True.
We're figuring it out, and we're navigating it. Yeah.
Totally.
So
totally agreed. Hayley, I'm so glad you were hearing that, Hayley. She said, thank you so much. I'll send you lots of love, Hayley. I just randomly saw her, and I was sort of talking to her, and I just thought, let's just pick her, because she I think it would just help. So, God bless you,
she has a lovely energy. So
yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. Definitely. Hold on. You said I can ring on the pin. Would it be here on the live? No. You won't. No one will see or hear your conversation. When you go on the website and you see the pin numbers and you see the phone numbers, that's all private. On the phone, no one hears that or sees that. This is not that. Sometimes we do have live viewers who do come on like once a month, and you do see them on the show and interact with them, which we've been loving. Sheree sort of got us really into that. But the actual calls that are one-on-one, no, that's completely private. Let me have a look. Now, there is someone, I'm just going to mention you, Lisa King. Hi, Lisa King. I know you're saying you've liked and shared, and thank you so much for writing that. It's not reflecting on my end, and actually, a lot of times that I've seen you write that, I've always gone back to check, and for some reason, it doesn't show you in the likes thread at all. The likes, the love heart, the care, the emoji, none of that. So just double check on your end, but also it's not reflecting again. So I know you say it, which is lovely of you to say, but it's not reflecting whatsoever. And I've checked it many times, and I'm mentioning you because I saw your name and you were on my list to definitely mention, just letting you know it doesn't actually reflect. Okay. Let me have a look at, I think we can do another one. I think Kathy's on a cruise ship. She said, hi, Kathy. Oh, hold on. Kathy is saying she's sitting. Kathy, were you listening to me at the beginning of the show? I did mention you, Kathy. We picked your sister Diane at the very start of the show, and I mentioned you, and I said, I think you're on a cruise, and I'm looking at your comment, and it looks like you are. That is fantastic. She's in the South Pacific, having Christmas in July. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. She's on the Carnival. It sounds amazing. Yeah. And she said, wishing you were all here with me to enjoy this beautiful dinner. Have a great show tonight, and I'll see you all next week. Kathy, we love you, and have a wonderful time wonderful time on that cruise. I'm so glad you are doing that cruise. Okay, let me have a look. Lisa, can you check for me, please, Harry? Yeah, Lisa, it's not reflecting at all. And as I said last time I checked it, you're not in the thread. You don't pop up in the likes feature at all. So yeah, it's not. So for whatever reason, can't pick you, Lisa. But also, you don't have to worry because we have picked you before, and I did pick you when it didn't register either because I'm a nice person. But we can't do that. I've got to be very strict because we've culled it back completely, and we now only do a handful. We don't just pick everyone anymore. That's gone out the window. I need to be a lot more strict on that. So yeah, so unfortunately, Lisa, unless it reflects that you've liked and shared, I can't do it. But I also do want to let you know, Lisa, is a lot of times that you have written, liked, and shared with a comment, and we have picked you. I have gone back on to look through the data, and your name doesn't pop up whatsoever in the list. So at the end of the show, you can always go through the list and have a look at who's in there. It's a little secret I'll teach you guys. When you like a video on Facebook, you can always go back on, and my producer who's listening, this is a secret that I'm also teaching you as well. You can always go back on if it streams on the page. You can always pick. You can always look at the like buttons and the love heart buttons and the care button, and you can actually see the list of the names. And that's also I write notes to myself, and I don't share it publicly always, but as a host, and even though I'm not the producer, my producer produces the show. I do a lot of the back end with her. I have to be very aware of that. But yeah, that's good to know. Hayley's asking for the number. So if you go to psychictvaustralia.com, that is the website with all the PIN numbers and also the phone numbers to call. And if you're in Australia or international, there are particular numbers for you to dial. That's the best way to find out all that information. Okay, let me have a look. It just reflected that you liked it, Lisa King. Isn't that interesting? So Lisa King has just been flagged as having liked it. She's love-hearted it, I think, actually. It's telling me Lisa King love-hearted it. Well, on that note, Lisa King, because we were picking on you because you were doing it wrong. Now you've done it right. I'm going to have to pick you, Lisa King. Let's just pick Lisa King because she's done it right now. See, it always tells me. And she did the love heart reaction, which I love. So Lisa King, we're going to pick you, darling. And Lisa King has now done it correct. She said, when I click out of the video, it doesn't say if I redid it, but I pressed liked and shared during the video. It's reflecting, Lisa King, that you have love-hearted it now, but just be mindful, a lot of times you do say it, it doesn't. And it always shows me the system. It's never wrong. That's the good thing about it. It always tells me what goes on. So Lisa King has written, liked and shared. Hi, Harry and Remo. Hello, Lisa King. Thank you for doing it correctly. And it's always good. I'm glad that I was able to help you do that because, troubleshooting. She's written, can I have a career reading, please? And thank you, with some fun emojis, which I love.
Hello, Lisa. I'm looking at the photo in your thumbnail there, the little picture, the little image.
Oh, yes.
And yes, and I'm getting, a career reading. I'm feeling, I'm feeling something that you're making yourself, creating yourself. There's a self-employed element here. It doesn't feel you're full-time self-employed, but it certainly feels there's something that you're making, something that you're creating yourself. And also from that little image, I'm getting time to slow it down a bit. I'm getting that you need to just relax a little bit, make a little bit of time for yourself. I'm also getting hobby, something that you need to do. And this may not sound related to the career, but I feel this is about just your energy itself, just you calming, centering, just having some fun. And that will in turn help you with whatever job that you are doing. Do you have two jobs? Do you have a part-time job? Do you have a job that you're looking at? There's two things happening here that I'm feeling. And I feel there's a transition coming. So I feel in the short term, you're going to keep doing something and keep doing what you're doing, and you'll transition into something else.
Nice.
Something that is more like a self-employed kind of a role. But there's a strong little short-term message here of having fun, doing things you enjoy, and just calming your energy down.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks,
That's
Lisa.
wonderful. Thank you, Lisa. That was a great reading, Remo. Loved it. Now, I know I said I'm culling back and I'm not going to pick too many, but I can't help it. I keep picking them. But I'm going to stop.
We'll get through them, Harry.
I know, but
We'll
I keep telling myself I want to talk to the psychic more. But I keep seeing all these questions, and I'm seeing so many that I'm liking, and I'm like, oh. But I have to say that I really do need to start culling back. Sheree's going to be listening to this, and she's going to be like, "You always say you're going to cull back, and you keep going." I'm always saying it, but I will get there. I will get there. But I'm seeing so many good questions, so I'm going to have to just pick some more, and because I'm nosy, so I want to know more. Okay, so we're gonna pick. I love you, Sheree. Speaking of Sheree, actually, I've got you on in, I think, I had a meeting with my producer a couple of weeks ago. I think we're going to have you starting the year next week, Sheree, to join us. I think it's going to be early Feb. So just make a note of that. I think we'll reach out to you on your email like later in the year, but I think it's going to be early February. We're going to start back with the viewers, I think. I'm pretty sure. So just, yeah. And I think I'm getting you on with Jackie, I think, Sheree, from the top of my head, I think. Pretty sure, because that was my meeting. All right, let me have a look at who we're going to go to, because there's a couple ones that I'm really wanting to pick, and this is one of them. Jade, we adore you. Always great to see you, darling. And this is an important one. Jade has written, "Hi, Harry and Remo. Loved and shared. It's our son Levi's 18th birthday today." Now, who passed away last year. Now, he passed away in May last year, and we had her on, ironically, Remo, on the anniversary of her son's passing. And she was on the live, and it was amazing. And now, when I saw that it was his birthday today, I'm like, oh, we have to pick her. So are there any messages from him? And thank you. We love you, Jade. Sure. And happy birthday to your darling son, Levi, in heaven.
Hello, Jade. As I read the question, I feel I'm connecting with the energy of a woman, actually. I feel the energy of a grandmother. I feel this could be your mum in spirit. I'm not 100% sure, but she feels like a grandmother. So father's side, mother's side, grandmother. But the message here is, she's putting her arms around me as I talk, and there's a wave of emotion going over me as I try to get this message out. The message is that he is looked after. He is protected. He is very well looked after. And it's like, it's like he's adjusting to the spirit world. It's like there's an adjustment going on, and I just feel he's very, very well looked after. So no, I'm not feeling his energy directly as I sit here. I'm open to that, but I have to be honest, I'm not feeling that. But I just feel this lovely grandmother energy, and I feel she's saying to me, she's with him, she's looking after him. That's what I feel. I feel this was like a sudden. I feel I'm pulled away suddenly. So I feel, there's obviously going to be a lot of adjustments here in the physical world, with him not being here. But I just feel, that's what the spirit world is trying to tell me to tell you, that he's very well looked after, and he's adjusting.
And he's not alone.
He's doing fine.
And he's not alone. That's
no, he's certainly not alone. No, he's certainly
That's a good one. That's a good one, because for Jade, she's a mum, and a great mum, and she's just such a beautiful person. And I've met Jade a couple of times on the video, and just knowing that her. And by the way, this is also why I'm trying to cull back on choosing so many questions, because you get to talk about things, right? And that's kind of important.
It's very important. Yeah.
Very important, and that's why I'm trying to really do my best to cull back on choosing too many questions. But for Jade, I think as a mum, and as I said, she's such a great mum, it would mean so much to her to hear that her boy is not alone. I can only, as a mother, because in the natural process of things, I don't think it's in the natural order of things that your child goes before you as a parent, so when that happens, and that happens so many times, which is really tragic, you don't stop being a mother, or you don't stop being a father. You know what I mean? You continue being that parent to that child.
Yes.
So I think that would mean a great deal for her to know that her son on his 18th birthday is not alone. And if it was with that great grandmother, and I think she would love to know that, So Jay, darling, I'm so glad you were on, and I'm so glad that we saw that. You are a wonderful, wonderful human being, and I love having you on. And as I said, happy birthday to Levi. Very, very happy birthday to Levi. Okay, that's another thing what I love about this show. You can really get to connect with people, and I just think it's so special. Let me have a look. Lisa King said, you nailed it, Remo. She's creating something and she is self-employed and nailed it. Everything you said made sense. Thank you, Remo, and thank you, Harry. Oh, you're welcome, darling Lisa.
You're welcome, Lisa.
You're so welcome. Such a pleasure. Let me have a look at... I don't think we need to do that. I think this one... Oh, well, this is interesting. It wants me to pick someone called Janelle Stewart. I'm not going to show it on the screen. I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to fix the comment up because she has liked and shared. So, hi, Harry and Remo. I've liked and shared. She said, I'm back as well. It'll be 4 years this coming Monday. My boy was taken from me. Oh, so she's lost her son as well. Isn't that interesting that that's flowed after Jade's? I mean, that's almost interesting. Very interesting that that comment has come in after Jade's, and very interesting that we were just talking about the whole thing about the parent will always be a parent no matter what. I mean, that's so... I mean, you can't make that up. That's unbelievable. Because look at this question. So now she's saying her son was taken from her 4 years ago. Remo, can you tell her anything from him or what is in store that life has to throw at me for in the future? And thank you. Janelle, sending you so much love, darling. And you're not alone. You're in company because you've got Jade on who's watching as well, who lost her fabulous son as well, darling. So, you know, there are a lot of you who are on here. So can you help Janelle with a message from her son who passed 4 years ago?
Yes. Hi, Janelle. I feel with you, I feel I want to talk about signs, and I feel I want to say that, you know, just being open to signs in whatever form they may come. You know, there's a lot of signs people talk about, like a song that a certain person used to love, or coins and feathers and things like that. And sometimes, yes, they are signs. And I do feel there is a song that comes to mind as I talk about that. I feel there would be a song that would come to mind for you. But I feel, you know, like Harry was saying, we still continue to be parents, even though we're physically not with our children anymore, should that tragic event happen. But, you know, there is connection to the spirit world too, and I feel just be open to signs, just be open to little signs that may come. I feel they'll be subtle, but I feel the important thing is just to keep an open mind about this, because, you know, I feel if we're setting a heartfelt intention, it's always heard. I do believe that message is always heard. And then the tricky part is getting a little sign where you just know that it was a sign from someone that we love in spirit.
Yes.
And I feel often, you know, you'll be going about your day-to-day life. Something will happen. You'll hear something, maybe even smell something.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you won't even have time to cognitize, but you'll just know. You'll just go, oh, that was such and such.
Yes, so I love that.
I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying it. So just be open to that, Janelle. And
thank you.
Similar to Jade, just one little extra bit, Harry, I feel I need to add. Similar to Jade, I feel he's in mail company.
Oh.
I feel he's in mail company. So all of a sudden, I feel strong. I feel like I've been to the gym. So I feel he was quite a strong man, and I feel quite a strong boy, and I feel he's in the presence of mail company.
Wow.
And he is strongly protected, strongly looked after.
Oh, I love that.
And I also feel they're imparting that energy onto you. So, you know, sometimes life takes us to places where we think, I don't have any strength left, or I can't quite get that little bit of strength that I need. And they're telling you that you have lots of strength. And just to feel into that inner strength that you have within you, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to move forward and just be happy and just, and, you know, they say, I'll just finish with this, you know, they say that when we pass, we leave behind memories. So I feel there's a lot of memories that have been left for you.
That made me a bit emotional. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Too.
I just started getting emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to cry. I just started getting emotional just listening to that.
Thank you, Janelle.
I just felt, I'm not going to cry. I've got to pull yourself together, Harry.
You've got to get it together.
Harry. Pull yourself together, Harry. That was just
Thank you,
because I
Janelle.
just felt like her. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to start crying. Not going to go there. But it's just, I mean, just thinking about it. She's a mum, and we were
Mm,
talking about it with Jade, and I can't believe that. I was just talking about how parents will always be parents, no matter when they lose their children. I mean, it's just devastating. But Jade lost Levi. It's his birthday today. Janelle lost her son. I believe his name was Connor. I think. Let me just have a look if I'm getting teary. Connor. Yeah, it is Connor. And she's
mm.
saying he's such a country boy from the bush. And I think it was something about and the mail company, his dad. So,
Okay.
that made sense. And she gets signs from him all
Yep.
the time. And just that love that these mums have for their children, it's very, very moving. I think and I think as parents, you are in that mutual company. You might not know one another, and I'm sure you don't, but just knowing that there are strangers from all around the
Mm.
world who share that thing in common, I think that really does help. I really
It
do.
does. I
I
would agree with you. It
I
does.
do, because sometimes, I think I don't know if there's anything harder than losing a child. I mean, that's pretty, I mean, I lost my mum when I was 14, and my mum was my age, so my mum passed away when she was my age, which is pretty
Mm.
young to pass away.
It's young. Yeah.
And that was hard because sometimes I think about it and I think, wow, my mum passed over at the age I am now, right?
Mm.
And she had 3 young children. And that was really hard to go through. But then I think for a parent to lose a child, I mean, it doesn't get much harder than that. So just knowing that have, others that can relate to you, I think can help you. And just knowing that their energy is always there is really, really powerful. So God bless you, Janelle. And we are thinking of you. And thank you so much for watching. This is sort of unbelievable, Remo, and you kind of can't make this up. But the next person we're going to pick, she's also lost her son.
Her
I
son.
mean, how does
Okay.
this happen? How does this happen?
Mm.
By the way, I'm saying that because I'm going to pick her on the live. Her name, and actually that's her son. Her name is Catherine. She's actually going to be joining me on a live show. I can't remember when, but she's going to be joining me at some point this year. And I don't know how I've had Jade who lost her son. I've had Janelle who lost her son. Now I've got Catherine who lost her son. They're all mothers who have all
Okay.
lost children, and they're all watching tonight. And somehow you've picked them, or I've picked them all, but one after the other.
Mm.
So,
And
so Catherine has said, liked it. Sometimes there are themes that happen, and I mean, it does happen like that sometimes. And this is unbelievable, especially with what I was sort of adding on the live about what I really believe about parents always being parents. And then look at this, we're meeting so many of them tonight together. So you're all united with this. But Catherine, who is a wonderful person, and that's her son in the photo actually, and she said, liked and shared. Are there any messages for me tonight, please? And thank you, kiss, kiss.
okay.
Unbelievable.
Hello, Catherine. Yeah, and I think it's true what you say, Harry. Sometimes there are
Right.
themes, and this is like a little event.
It's
really.
like a theme. I know.
Yeah, and it is a theme, and Spirit hears. Spirit obviously heard these mums, felt their intentions, and
Yes.
I feel that that's a contributing factor, definitely.
Oh, wow.
Catherine, okay. I look at that photo, Catherine. I get a lovely energy. I feel like I'm riding a bike. I don't know if he was into riding bikes, but I feel like I'm on a bike. I feel like I'm on a road. I feel like I'm out in, there's grass either side of the roads, and I can feel the air actually brushing over my hair, over my face. And I want to say to you, I don't know if you haven't traveled in a while, you haven't gotten out in a while, maybe you've been indoors a bit too much, but that's what I feel that little image is telling me to say to you. I feel it is about getting out a little bit more at this present time. And I also feel you've been quite busy, quite overwhelmed with a lot of things. Have you been caring for family members, helping family members? I feel like all of a sudden there's a lot of burden on my shoulders. There's quite a bit of weight, and I feel this just keeps getting put on, and I feel it's been put on for quite some time. And the thing with that is I feel that sometimes we just carry things that we don't need to. We don't check in on ourselves. So I feel the message here for you is check in on yourself and ask yourself, how how you are, how you're feeling, and get out in the outdoors and move. That I feel your energy needs to move. And I just want to go back to that bike image that I saw when I looked at the photo in the little thumbnail photo. So once again, I'm not sure if your son liked to ride bikes. I feel that he did, because since I looked at the photo, bike is what I
Wow.
but I feel that made him feel free, gave him an exhilarating feeling. So I just feel for you, the message is to capture that feeling. And
Oh, wow.
that's what I feel I want to say. But
I love
the
that.
energy of your son is around you. I feel
Yeah.
as I'm sitting here, I'm completely covered in goosebumps, but I
Yeah,
feel
amazing.
there's someone going around. So watchful,
Wow.
someone very watchful, someone very responsible, someone that taking on a fatherly role.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a very responsible person. So, but
I think what's so interesting about that, and by the way, Janelle just wrote that Catherine and Janelle know each other, and they both live in Scone in New South Wales. So Janelle and Catherine know each other. So they've both lost their sons, and they are from the same town. And I don't know where Scone is, but actually, I think I remember something about Catherine saying something about Scone. But I'm assuming it's a small town, so at least they've got one another. And I know Jade is from, I think, Wollongong. And I don't think that's near Scone, but just knowing that all these people are on here, united by that. And on that note, actually, there were some other questions I was going to go to, but I'm actually not going to now. I'm going to cap it at that, because I think we've had some really beautiful readings, and I'm going to I'll keep you on for a little bit. We'll chat a little bit more with our viewers. Before I do end the live, but I'm not going to pick any other question. I think I'm going to cap it at that, because I think the fact that we did the 3 mums in a row who all lost their children, I just felt like, you know what, I'm going to cap it at that, because there was another question I was going to pick straight after, and then I thought, no, it just didn't feel right for me to continue with other, just because it just felt like such a theme, and there was something really powerful about it, and I just felt like we should probably stay on it a little bit more and maybe have a conversation a little bit about that, because I think people will really appreciate that, because this show, as I said, is no longer reading centric, and I kept picking, and then I was thinking to myself, you know what, this is a perfect moment to sort of stop on the picking of the questions and sort of expand on for the little bit longer that we have on the show about the process. And I think, Remo, and I think I would love your thoughts on this about, when we do, and I'll reiterate this, I'm not picking any more questions from this point. So please continue to watch, but we aren't selecting any more questions. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your interest. But we just did 3 incredible messages. And I just want to sort of expand on something with that, because when I talk about it, Remo, I believe that, losing a child is probably one of the hardest things that you could ever go through in life, ever. And you never stop being a parent, and love never dies. I want to ask you, and this might be an interesting question, and people might be wanting to know this, and I want to know your point. Do you think these children grow up in the spirit world? I know what I think, but I want to ask you, because these are mums who are talking about their children. And Levi turned 18 today. I think Connor was 23. I can't remember how old Catherine's son was, but I'm assuming sort of youngish too. Do they age?
It's an interesting question, Harry.
They might want to know. Yeah.
And I think we can answer it. I mean, personally, I feel I can answer it from my own experiences doing mediumship, because I don't think, again, I'm glad there isn't, but imagine if there was a textbook that supposedly had all the answers. I feel that would shut us down. I feel that would limit us. So my personal belief on it is, I don't feel they grow and age the way we do. So, for example, if someone passes at age 35, I feel they will present to a medium maximum at that age.
Interesting.
Personally. They could present younger.
Yes.
But I feel spiritually, energetically, on a soul level, yes, they do grow and they do mature.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
I feel. That's what I feel.
And Catherine just said that Locke was 19. So, I mean, we're talking about, 3 young boys, and their mums are watching, and I do think that's an interesting question, because I think you're right. They can present to themselves as sort of as the parent would remember, but then
Mm,
I'm sure these mums would wonder, on the other side, what are they doing? Or,
mm,
because they're mums, so I always think of it as like what a mum would think about her son or daughter. Do they grow up? Are they eating? Are they happy? All of these things. And because it is such a different dimension, and it is
yes,
a spiritual dimension,
it
we
is. Yeah,
don't, you know,
it's another aspect of being, I
another
guess.
aspect.
Another aspect of being. Yeah.
And we don't have a physical body, right? And if you
Yeah.
think of it in terms of age as like the physical body ages, we don't have that anymore. But I love what you said about the soul
Mm,
growing and evolving, because that is
yes.
true. We
Yes.
definitely accelerate in terms of soul evolution, but I think in terms of the physical, we don't have the physical. So, I think they can present to themselves, however, because I've definitely seen, someone who lost a child, say like an infant, who presents to, as an infant, but then they may present as almost like 20. And then that
Mm,
mother's like, oh, but they passed away 20 years ago,
that's
right?
interesting. Oh, okay.
Right. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
almost like they can take on that presence for
That's
the
interesting.
for the parent that is interesting. But
Mm,
really, in many ways, the parent will always remember them as that child,
yes.
so
Yeah.
so I think that because age isn't really a thing, in the
Yeah,
spirit world.
exactly. Age and time is not a
Oh,
thing. And
no
see,
such
that's
thing.
interesting. See, I haven't had that experience you've just talked about.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
that
yeah,
was
I haven't.
interesting,
Yeah, it's interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Because most times it's definitely how they come through, how they're remembered, sort of the age they were. But I remember that time, and we were talking about someone who lost an infant, and I remember I'm like, oh my goodness, like he's just changed to, like, I think he's blowing out a 2020. And then the lady was like, oh my gosh, it's been 20 years.
20
So
years.
so that was really interesting, So
Interesting.
right.
Yeah.
So the intelligence that goes on behind the spirit
Yes.
world is just
Yes.
immense.
It's incredible. And I'm
It's
glad you said
immense,
that word because it is an
for
intelligence.
sure.
It is an intelligence because they're, you know, I mean, for the viewers, like when spirit is communicating through a particular medium, they're using different things. So Harry and I
Exactly.
might get the same person,
Right.
but Harry might see completely different images to me because we're different people
Yeah, totally.
and we've done different things in life, and I won't be able to interpret what Harry sees, and
To-
maybe the other way around too. So
totally.
it's definitely an intelligence.
I love that. And it's like, if you I was out for dinner before, and just because the time zone difference where I am. But anyway, if you and I ate the same thing, I might taste something different to what you taste.
That's
Or
correct.
right?
Mm.
Like I
Yeah.
remember once I ate the same meal as someone. This came up in conversation today, and that's why I'm bringing this up. And we had the exact same meal, and I loved it, and the other person didn't like it. But it just made me
That's right. One
right.
of us might get a sore stomach and
One
the
of
other one
us,
might not.
right? It's just kind
Yeah.
of funny because that's how life works. And
Yeah.
sometimes I see these little symbols and little, meaningful things in what might appear meaningless, but there's actually a lot of meaning to it.
Mm.
And I think Catherine wrote that she likes to believe that Locke is doing all of his favorite things and living in a new dimension and happy and healthy. And I totally believe that. We create our version of heaven in many ways. And I think, and Remo, you've probably experienced this too. If someone liked to go fishing, they tend to still, invoke those memories, or
Yes. 100%.
you know,
100%. Yeah.
it's just a thing. So I
Mm.
really do want to encourage you all who are out there. If there's something you enjoy, or if you had someone who enjoyed something and they're no longer with you, do something that they enjoyed, because in a way you create their heaven and your heaven as well through your deeds and through your actions and through the memories and through even thoughts, actually. So that's why it's important to sort of live your life not only for them but also for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's right.
that's so
And
important.
in living that life for yourself, I feel it's being spiritual because
Yes,
people often, I think, with the word spiritual, people can often go off on different tangents. But if you
true.
bring it right back, doing what Harry just said is being a spiritual person,
Yes,
as well as meditation and all those other things, sure. But just doing the basic things that you enjoy is being a spiritual person. And I feel it is kind of a communication with someone that you love that has passed that used to like to do those things. Because
Yes.
often people have said to me many times, and I've experienced it myself. I've been doing something that I know my dad used to love, or someone else
Mm,
that's passed used to love, and then all of a sudden you just know they're around. You start
totally.
feeling something
Totally.
happens. Yeah.
Totally. Or watch a movie, watch someone's favorite
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
I do that a lot. You know, I'll often watch my mum's favorite movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just feel their presence doing that.
Yeah.
It's so magical. Remo, what an absolute pleasure to have you on. Like,
Thanks,
I
Harry.
mean, I just think the world of you. I think you're terrific.
Thank you.
And I want to have you on again more because I think you're great.
Thanks, Harry.
No, you're great, Remo. Thank you so much. And
I've
Remo's
enjoyed it.
Pin, oh, it's a pleasure. And everyone has loved having you on. Actually, Remo, we really need to get you on a live with someone. I have to sort that out. I have to figure out with my producer when you're on a live, and I want to get a viewer on with you because I think they'd really benefit from
Okay.
that.
I
So
am booked in. I am
oh,
booked in for a couple, yeah, later in the
oh,
year.
oh,
I'm not
perfect.
sure what month it was, but
All right,
I am
perfect.
booked in. Yeah.
Well, the only problem with that is we've already booked out the whole year with the viewers.
Oh,
So
okay.
if there's anything I can sneak in, I'll try.
Well, you
But
can
if there's
sneak another one in.
if
Yeah,
oh no,
sure.
I'll try my
It's only
best.
an hour,
I
so
know, I
it's fine.
know.
Yeah.
But if they're because you can come on, but it's just the viewers already booked for the year. But even if it's next year, I'll have to sort it out because I think you're so
Okay.
great. You're so
No
terrific.
problem.
But Remo, we'll definitely see you again. I'm so excited about when that next time is, and
I look forward
we
to
look
that.
forward
Thank
to
you.
it, mate. And Remo's pin is 9123 whenever he does log in. When do you normally get to log in?
Usually on a Monday between 10 and 2, but it's
Perfect.
random throughout the
Random.
week. I
Got
will
it.
stay on now for a little while. If anyone
Oh, okay.
wants to call, I will
So
stay on.
Remo's going to actually log in right now on pin 9123. If you do want to call, take
Yep,
advantage
I
of that
will
because
get my phone and do that right now.
Remo is brilliant and you'll love him. Remo, I will speak to you soon. Thank you so
Thanks,
much for
Harry.
your wisdom and
See you
your
soon.
gifts. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you,
Bye.
Remo. God
Bye.
bless you. Bye, buddy.
Bye.
He is so terrific. You know, I love having him on because, you know, I mean, I've met him and I've seen him live, so he's great. But just, you know, that was such a great show. And I just felt like that really, you know, helped so many people, especially, I mean, when those three mums came in sequence and it was just like, I was just like, oh my gosh, we needed to jump on that and really just end that show with all of those words of wisdom for all of you watching who would really have learnt a lot from that, and also have benefited from it, whether you are a parent or not. Because I think that would have meant a lot. If you have lost someone, you've probably got a little bit of an insight then, and I hope that really did help. Now, what I will say, Sheree, by the way, Feb 6. I'll touch on that because I've got to wrap this show up. I've only got 60 seconds left, but February 6th, Sheree, write that down in your calendar for next year. I don't have time to finish talking about that now, so I'll have to talk about that next week. But so much love to all of you people. You have just been absolutely amazing. What a great show. Really loved it. And I have 60 seconds to wrap the show up. So psychictvaustralia.com, psychictvinternational.com, they're the websites. Make sure you watch Raylene on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. I will be back to host on Saturday at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. If you want to call someone right now, if you want a reading, definitely take advantage of the phone lines because they are logged in. And I've got to really wrap this up quick. Oh my goodness. The number in Australia is 0290710199, and our international number worldwide is +61 488825177. Just really quickly, Remo's pin is 9123. He's logged in right now, and I don't know if I've got time to read all the other pins. I've got 30 seconds. Jags on 9160, Mystical L on 9151, Natalie Norton Baker 9810, Sandra 9158, Tabitha 9146, Tara Sparkle 9910. Good night, everyone. Thank you all so much. God bless. And I'll see you Saturday 5 p.m, Raylene, Thursday 8 p.m. I've got to go and I've got to end the stream. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.